Hello everyone. Our job for today is configuring PAP and CHAP authentication. In this activity, you will practice configuring PPP encapsulation on serial links. You will also configure PPP PAP authentication and PPP CHAP authentication. Part 1. Review routing configurations. Step 1. View running configurations on all routers. As you can see, both static and dynamic routes are used in the topology. Step 2. Test connectivity between computers and the web server. From PC and laptop, ping the web server at 209.165.200.2. The pings are successful. Part 2. Configure PPP as the encapsulation method. Step 1. Configure R1 to use PPP encapsulation with R3 for port S0/0/0. Step 2. Configure R2 to use PPP encapsulation with R3 for port S0/0/1. Step 3. Configure R3 to use PPP encapsulation with R1, R2, and ISP for port S0/0/0, S0/0/1 and S0/1/0. Step 4. Configure ISP to use PPP encapsulation with R3 for port S0/0/0. Step 5. Test connectivity to the web server. The pings are successful. Part 3. Configure PPP authentication. Step 1. Configure PPP PAP authentication between R1 and R3. We create username and password for the authentication from other routers. Then, send username and password to others for its authentication. Step 2. Configure PAP authentication between R2 and R3. Step 3. Configure PAP CHAP authentication between R3 and ISP. In this activity, to configuring PAP and CHAP authentication, firstly, we must configure router to user PPP encapsulation. Then, create username and password for the authentication from other routers. For PAP authentication, we must send username and password to authenticate, but for CHAP authentication, we just need to configure CHAP authentication. Step 4. Test connectivity between computers and the web server. The pings are still successful. That's all for this activity. Thanks for watching.